What's happening, everyone? It's Friday. It's Friday night Pint Live. We've got the original crew in today. Me, Scotty, and Ryan are here. We're going to be discussing everything to do with West Ham. Mohamed Kudus, perhaps, to Al Nassr. Is it Al Nassr? Yeah, it is Al Nassr.
Yes.
Maybe that's happening. We're releasing some players, so we'll be discussing that. And we've got other stuff to discuss as well. First of all, boys, have you got your beer? Have you broken the rule?
Do you know what? Nicky's froze.
What? I don't know.
No,
You're right. You're right.
I haven't got. I've got a cider today.
That's
I fancied
all right,
a cider. I fancied something different. I've been drinking a lot of beer lately, and I'm getting a bit bored of the taste of it. So I thought I'll go for cider.
And I'm not allowed alcohol for a week.
Oh yeah, Scott's had his teeth done. He was coming to. He looked like the mask. Look at the two teeth. They look. You know what's that one where he puts the two bubble gums in his mouth?
Oh, what, Dennis?
Dennis, yeah. Dennis. That's what you look like in a minute. So yeah, I've got a Moretti. You can't go wrong with a Moretti. Tell us what you're drinking in the chat. But welcome to the chat, everyone. As I said before, get involved in the chat. Thank you to Fresh Ego Kid. If you can, we can play the little advert. Who are sponsoring us for a little while. You can get these hats in the link in the description down below with 10% off of the code. I don't know how to play it. Is Dan still in here? I don't know. He's gone. Oh, all right.
Yeah. I think it's a bit ready.
Yeah. There we go. Lovely. Brilliant. That is.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
It's a very nice hat, that one. I like that one.
Oh.
But yeah, so we have got a banner as well that we put up there. You get 10% off with the discount code West Ham Fan TV 10. Go and get it in the link in the description down below. They're all there. And if you want to support the channel, go and buy one of them hats because we get a little bit of a cut out of it, and you get 10% off. It's a no-win, no-fee basis. You know what I mean? So that's what.
A no-win, no-fee basis.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could see.
It's like one of them adverts at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but I've got
this old PPI.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, I ain't been on for a couple of weeks now. For 3 weeks.
That tastes fucking disgusting.
I've had a mental couple of weeks. You know, I was obviously doing a little bit of filming the other week, which was really good.
Can you say anything about this yet?
Yeah.
So tell them all what you was doing before we get into the story.
So I was an extra on the new Rise of the Foot Soldier film, Rise of the Foot Soldier Ibiza. I was filming for 4 days. Got asked to do an extra day. Absolutely loved it. It was good. It's good. The film's brilliant, by the way. I'm not just saying it because obviously, I say I'm not a part of it. I'm like probably in about 2 minutes of it or whatever. But it was a good experience. I'm a big fan of the franchise, and it was good. And hopefully there'll be future opportunities coming up in other films as well. So it might be a new direction for me. I've conquered YouTube, and now I'm going to conquer Hollywood or Brentwood or Boreham Wood.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. So what is it? Number 7, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the 7th one, but they're doing. I think they're going to be
like a reboot, isn't it? Well. What you telling me? Like a bit of a reboot.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, look, I know it gets a lot of stick, the franchise, because like they say, 7th film, but it's the last 3 films have gone down different routes, and this one, honestly, the way they've shot it and the actors, there's some big names in it as well, like big British actors as well. I got to star alongside Ross McCall, who was Dave in the GSE in Green Street, which was like the bollocks for me because I just went up to him, I tapped him on the shoulder, I went, "Are you part of the famous GSE?" And he just started laughing. He was telling me a few good stories about like behind the scenes of that film. But yeah, no, it was good. Enjoyed it. So yeah, been a mental couple of weeks. I'm away not next week, the week after for a holiday. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I can't wait to see it. Obviously, we're all going to the premiere, red carpet and all that, ain't we, right? That's what you said, isn't it?
Mate, I don't even know if I'm going to get an invite to the fucking I might actually have me name in the credits though, because on the 4th day, because they asked me to come back and play a detective who was supporting Ross McCall. So yeah, it was a mad experience, but it's one I'll never forget. It's one of the best things I've ever been involved in and done. It was just fucking just being involved. It's set in Ibiza, but the club scenes were filmed in Southend. I'll give that as a little spoiler.
That's
The Moo Moo Club.
Why you had to have FIFA?
It's cheaper to rent a club in Southend than it is on Ibiza. No, I could have gone to Ibiza. Like, they done it in November, but I just couldn't get the time off of work. They done some stuff out there, but I thought, no, I'll forget Ibiza. Why have Ibiza when you got Southend just down the road? Chinneries.
There we go. But yeah, brilliant. I can't wait to see it. Honestly, I cannot wait to see it. But let's get straight into this then, boys. Welcome to everyone in the chat. Get involved in the chat. We'll be putting your thingy. Matt Powell said latest rumor, James Bond. Next James Bond is Ryan. But yeah, the first one is this is breaking news. Come out today. Al Nassr already in an £84 million bid for West Ham star Mohamed Kudus this summer. The 24-year-old is key target for the Saudi Pro League, and Kudus himself would welcome a lucrative move. The Hammers would allow the Ghanaian to leave the club. That come from Ben Jacobs. Discuss it really. I'll give my opinion, but I'll throw it out to the floor first. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll be very surprised if it's true. I'll be very surprised if the club turn that deal down. And to be honest, I like Kudus, but I think 84 million's a lot of money for a player like him, and he hasn't really. I mean, when you look at his stats this season, he's got 3 goals, 1 assist. It's not great return, but look, not everyone's been on form this season. I'd love to keep Kudus, but for that sort of money, I think we'd have to take it if it is true.
Yeah, mate, I'm with you. You can't really turn that down. You know, we're on a rebuild, aren't we? Realistically, and like I said, he ain't set the world alight this season, but he's still a key player. But it's mental, mate. Look, I'm happy that if he goes, that he ain't going to another club in the Premier League, because that's where I don't want to see him going. I don't want him playing against us and coming back to haunt us. But I just don't. It's hard to get the money, but do you know what I mean? The career's in front of you, man. Go play top flight football. You're in the Premier League. You've played in Europe. You're at Ajax, who were playing in the Champions League, and you're going to go and play in some shitty crap league in front of 400 people. What the fuck's the point, man? It's ridiculous.
It's the wages, though, Scott, isn't it? It's hard
I know.
It's life-changing amount of money.
Yeah, but you can go there when you're 30 and still get the life-changing amounts of money.
It might not be there when they're 30. They said that about China. It might not be there.
The Saudi League will still be there when they're 30. It'll still be just
It's not only that, Scott. I mean, you're getting a lot of players going out there young, so they can go and get 3 or 4 years' worth of tax-free money and then come back and still have a career in the Premier League or Europe.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, mate, is that they'll go out there and play crap standard of football. Their standards will then drop.
Fuck me. He's been playing the crap standard of football season in England, so it'd be all right out there.
Listen, we go and play any of them teams in that Saudi league that will wipe the floor with every single one of them, even as crap as
I've seen it, mate. You say that, right? I've seen us lose to Huddersfield and fucking.
Yeah, I've seen this. Them types of.
We struggle.
I hope that Saudi league collapses the same way the other leagues are that just chuck money at everything. I really do.
No, I think the Saudi league's different because I think Saudi are obviously trying to take over a UFC, boxing. You know, they're investing in a lot. So I think that league will still. It won't be never be as big as the Premier League, but it's going to be around a lot longer than what a lot of people think. I think it will be around for a lot longer.
Yeah, mate, I do. I really do. I don't think it will go anywhere. It's just, I just think that it's just ruining the temptation of money. Which, look, I get it. You know, we'd all go there for 4 times or 5 times the amount of money we're earning doing our jobs, and I do understand that. But it's just ruining football because players are going out there at the age that they are, and you've got to have drive and ambition as a footballer. You know, you've got to want to win things.
I discussed this about Duran when Duran went there, right? So I said, look, 20 years old, that kid's 20 years old. He's going to go out there for 2 years. He comes back to 22. The problem I have with it, right? And listen, I'll discuss Kudus in a minute, but this is just, I'm just talking about the Saudi league in general, right? Is if you go out there and you earn £500,000 a week for 2 years, where's your drive when you come back? Because you're not going to get that. You know, if you go, even if like Duran went back to Aston Villa, yeah, they're not going to be able to pay him £500,000, right? Nope. He's got all that money in the bank, all tax-free as well. This is all tax-free, but, you know, if they stay there for 2 years, right, this is all tax-free. So you're talking about let's say Durant was about 350 a week. Is that right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, 1.4 million pound a month. So you're talking about 15 million pound a season. He goes out there and gets 30 million quid. Yeah, tax free. That's in his bank, right? No dramas, right? Comes back here, he's got 30 million quid in his bank. Where's the drive then? Is he gonna still put himself out week in, week out, and be that hustle bustle player, or is he just going to stroll around thinking, "Wow, I'm still earning 100 grand a week. I got all that money." That's what worries me about these players. But John Durant's career is not my problem. Mohamed Kudus going there. I think, right? This is my opinion. I think this is a blessing for West Ham that this has come up, right? Especially if he welcomes the move. He hasn't, and I say right, and I'm not going to just throw shade at the geezer. I thought he was brilliant last year. He's fell off a bit of a cliff this year. Listen, it's not his fault. We've been playing shit. He had problems at the beginning. You can tell he had problems with Lopetegui. Apparently, he smacked him in the mouth and all that sort of thing. And they was the rumours anyway. He hasn't looked himself, right? He hasn't looked himself. He's had one or two good games. I thought he was brilliant at Arsenal, right? But on the end of that, he's got a release clause this summer, yeah, for 85 million quid, right? There is no one coming in to come and get him for 85 million quid on his current form. Not even Man City would do that, yeah? So they come along. I also think if he's welcoming the deal, that it's time to go. As my old friend Claude used to say, it's time to go. Because anyone that welcomes an 85 million pound move to the Saudi League at 24 don't want to play for West Ham, with all due respect. They don't want to play for it. You know what I mean? Yep. And I've been saying it all season. He doesn't look like he really wants to be here. And we don't know. I'm not going to slag every player off that don't want to be here. But if you don't want to be here, I don't want you here. I don't want to pay my money to see you. Yeah. So that's a blessing in disguise, because we was probably going to move him on this season anyway. Yeah. Because of that clause comes in. No one's going to meet that clause. I think if we'd have got a bid for about 50 million quid, I think he would have been gone. I think he'd have been out the door. Right. And I think that would have been a bit shit for us, because I think for 50 million quid, because we paid 35, I believe, for 50 million quid, someone's going to get a fucking hell of a player, because he was shit for us this season. So as far as I'm concerned, send him to the Saudi League. 85 million pound is too much money to turn down. You get the release clause anyway, which would have been any other club. Any other club could have released that clause anyway. If it had been brilliant this season, would have been heartbroken to lose him to a Man City and Arsenal for 85 million quid. Yeah, I'm going to ban this geezer. Hold on 1 second. Ban and delete. 85 million quid. So to go to the Saudi League now, he ain't playing for another Premier League club. He's not going to come back to haunt us. 85 million quid, get him out the door. That's it, done.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. You can't.
If we took 100 million for Declan Rice, so yeah, we're not going to turn down 85 million for Kudus, because I'll be honest, the way he's performed this season, he's probably looking at not even a 50 million pound player. To be honest,
yeah,
so 85 million is a lot of money, and as someone said in the chat there, we can invest that in 2 or 3 good players, like young players as well. Like, I'm not saying we're going to go and get world class players, because 85 million ain't going to get you many world class players, like, especially coming to West Ham, not being in Europe. So it's going to be hard for us to track that sort. But there are some good young players out there that we can go and get.
No, and that's the thing, mate. I totally agree with that. But
I'll be honest with you, mate. And sorry, Scott, just quickly want to say this. Like, if we sold Kudus for 80 million, I wouldn't even mind going to Man City and putting in a bid for Jack Grealish to get him in. Because I think you could probably get Jack Grealish for probably, 45, 50 million now.
I reckon it could be less than that. He's getting on a little bit.
It could be less, but I would take Jack Grealish at West Ham if we had any chance of getting him.
Mate, as I said, I'm with you. But that type of money, the form that he's on, like you said, if they're coming in and want to pay that sort of money, let them do it. You don't want players at your football club that don't want to be there. They just become a hindrance.
And that's anybody.
Yeah.
That's anybody.
They become a negative influence in the dressing room. They're a negative influence against the manager. They start working against the manager. So it's better to have them out the door. If they don't want to be there, let them go, but get as much as you can. Don't have your pants pulled down like we seem to have ours pulled down by so many other clubs,
The one,
like you said, mate, a player like Grealish, if you look at it, Grealish, he's a perfect replacement for a Kudus. You know, if he's available, I personally I think he'll end up going somewhere, a club that's in Europe. But why not? Why not have a go at trying to get someone like that?
You got to show ambition. A couple of years ago, lovely dress. A couple of years ago, no one would ever. You used to look at the players that Man City have bought him. Yeah, not Man City. Aston Villa have bought him. Yeah, a couple of seasons ago when they were struggling, and people say, "Oh, you're never going to get a Jack Grealish and all that." Look at the players. They bought in Paul Torres. They bought in Ollie Watkins. They bought in a load of good players. Aston Villa, and 2 years ago, now they're in the Champions League. Are they still in the Champions League? They are, aren't they? They went through. Yeah,
they're still in the
Champions League, chasing it again. Conference League final, semi-final. They got to, but whatever it was, right? A couple of years ago, you wouldn't have met. So you got to start somewhere. Yeah, we've got Kuduses, we've got the Paquetás and all that. We've started somewhere. Don't never rest on your laurels in terms of like who you can bid for and who you can go for. Yeah, try. If you don't try, you won't get. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm saying. Look, finalise before we take comments. What do you say? I'm saying sell.
Yeah. One thing I would say, just going on Scott's comments for Kudus, I don't think Kudus is someone that is trying to force his way out of the club. I think if there's a deal there, he's obviously said like, and we're only going on reports. We don't know that. I don't get the feeling that Kudus is one of these players that would down tools and not play for the team because he's happy. I think he's happy at West Ham. I think he's definitely a lot happier under Potter.
Yeah.
But if there's a chance that he could secure his generations of his family to be looked after, especially obviously his family out in Ghana, so yeah, it's one of them ones. But I don't think he'll ever down tools. I don't think he'll try to force a move out of West Ham.
No. I don't see that either. That weren't like really. I was just saying it's better to have players that want to play than players who.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't care who you are. If you don't want to play for West Ham, then you can go.
Yeah.
It don't matter who you are.
I'd be happy to keep him. He's a good player. There is a talent there, but for that sort of money, you can't really turn it down on the form that he's been on.
Put it in the comments section down below. Keep or sell. I'll take some comments now. Let's have a look. Oh shit! I've just put them off. Right, we've still got a load in from last week. Hold on, let me just look for them.
I think I deleted some of them.
Yeah, you didn't delete them all, though, Scott, did you?
I thought I did.
Let's just take some comments. Matt Rainey says, "Welcome to your shop. I need to order 30 white and orange Champions mugs for Xmas. We're changing suppliers. We can probably still get the mugs for you. Message us after the show. If you need to order 30 mugs, I'm sure we can get you 30 mugs. No problem at all. I tell you what, I suffer with anxiety and being part of this channel, and chat always puts me in a great mood. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Matt. You're welcome here anytime. Everyone is. Who would you like to see in if he does go, boys? Hold that thought. We'll get that one at the end. Sushant Batari says, I like your hat. Thank you, mate. You can buy it in the link in the description down below. Don't sell yourself for a pound note, says Matt Rainey, especially to play in the desert. Football players already earn their fortune. They should not claim religion when they are greedy bastards. Fair play. Ivan Toney ended his England career, says Paulie Walnuts when he goes there. I thought this release calls with 85 million quid. 84 million quid. I don't think they're going to barter over that in that form, to be quite honest with you. What did we buy Kudus for? 35 million pounds, huge profit. Kudus wants to go, says Daz. Listen, it's all rumours at the moment. You know what I mean? They're not. It's not set in stone that he wants to go, blah blah blah, blah and all this sort of stuff. So don't. We can't say he wants to go. If what Ben Jacobs is saying is that he is ready, he would welcome the move. But as Ryan said, I don't think he's going to down tools or anything. You know what I mean? It's just that he's just saying if there's a deal there, it'll be West Ham that take that deal. It won't be up to Mohamed Kudus. Even if Mohamed Kudus said he wants to stay, it'll be the Benjani situation. Get on the fucking plane. Get on the fucking plane. That's what it'll be. So, Kent Hammer says, I'd sell him if he wants to go. We could get 3 players for that money, but we've got to get the right players in place of Kudus, and that's a test. Look what happened to Conor McGregor, says Matt Rainey. After the Floyd Mayweather fight, he lost his drive and motivation and become a greedy bastard. Yeah, I think he was talking about when I was saying that's what I worry about. I remember when Rotherham did the double in the championship, was very pissed off. I think he's relating to the comment you made, Scott, is we'd wipe the floor with anyone. in the Saudi league. Always played out of position. Bowen's got the right wing on lockdown. I think that's a fair comment as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a fair comment as well. I still wouldn't give a flying toss about the Saudi league, says Rich Robertson. Take the money, says Tommy Scanlon. Amen says Grealish attitude stinks. Why would you want to play like that around the team? How the fuck do you know that his attitude stinks?
People also said that about Jesse Lingard when he come to us. Like, and he sometimes players like that who have played up north all their life, sometimes they need a fresh start. And I think, look, Jack Grealish, for me, people call him a pisshead. I just call him a normal person. He's just doing what normal people do. Like,
he seems to be the most down-to-earth modern footballer.
Yeah, look, Jack Grealish does a lot behind the scenes for charities and everything. And anyone that's ever met him said he's one of the nicest people ever. So, and you can't doubt his ability. Yeah, he hasn't been great this season, but he hasn't been given a chance really at City. But when he was in form, they won the treble. He was part of the team that won the treble.
He was a bit of a troubled child as well at Villa, if I remember rightly. He was one of them ones where, you know, he was a sort of Ravel Morrison. So good on him for turning his life around. Because, but usual suspect says Grealish has got the flavour by all accounts, and then he's got a load of beers. You know what it's like when you get the flavour, boys.
Yeah, Friday night pint then.
Oh, not pint, yeah. We'll have him on here. And debating to go West Ham Spurs, what does everyone reckon? Says Sam, go. That's what I would say. But let's go back to that comment. Rich West Ham sent the super chat just before as well. Love this chat and the people in it before it starts. Thanks, Rich. Yeah, it's brilliant. Thank you very much. So let's go back to Lawrence. I know we said Jack Grealish. Who would you like to see in if he does go, boys?
What if Kudus goes?
Yeah.
Yeah, one person I mentioned, Jack Grealish. You know, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because Kudus on his day is quality. Like, if we take the Kudus of last season, like the way he used to link up with Paquetá, you know, to find someone else like that, you know, I'm surprised that like with it looks like Mo Salah leaving like Liverpool at the end of the season. I'm surprised he hasn't been linked with Liverpool, to be honest, because I think he could be a replacement for him. Obviously, I'm not comparing him to Mo Salah, but he plays in the same position.
That's why I'm expecting him to go, mate, to be honest.
It's a difficult one, like, to know who to replace him because, yeah.
Fees, I like to look at, it's ambitious, but as we said before, Jonathan David would be a good one to bring in to play up top. The Wolves striker, you know, if he can calm himself down a little bit, he'd be a good signing for us, I think.
Cunha,
yeah. I think he's a good player. Delap at Ipswich.
I like what's his name at Brentford, their striker. I can't think of his name.
Mbema.
You know, there's a lot of, because obviously you've got to think as well that maybe with Kudus going is that like Somerville next season could, you know, relish that opportunity of having more of a chance. Like, obviously depending on injuries, because injuries have ruined his season, because he started finding a little bit of form, didn't he, when he got in the team?
Yeah.
He obviously picked up that injury, and yeah, but no, it's Potter's got a job to do, isn't he? If we do sell him, he's the one that's got to go out and try to find these replacements. So
the thing is, I think you've got to look at it. Look at where we are at the minute. You look at the teams going down and try and pick the opportunities to nick their best players off them for a little bit. You know, I know apparently we're looking at some championship players and things like that, but you know, even you know, just try your hand. Just have a go at trying to nick a few of these players that are sort of like we're saying, a Brentford striker. Brentford are higher than us in the league. You know, would he want to come? But sometimes you want a fresh challenge. You want a fresh start, and it might be the right time for him to move on. You know, it'd be a hard target to get, but it'd suit our system massively.
I like the kid at Crystal Palace. I think he's at Crystal Palace. He's Melissar, is it? I really like him.
Yeah.
He was
Palace
at Watford.
got some good players, mate.
Thing is, as well, you've got players like Eze, but West Ham are going to have a chance to get Eze. Eze can play for a top 4 club.
Yeah.
You know, he's a brilliant player. But it's when you look, I'm trying to think. Like, I'm trying to look just around the Premier League. You know, if you look at in the Championship, there's a lot of talent in the Championship. So you never know. We could go down there and find someone that can jump up and take his chance in the Premier League. There's a lot of, I'm just trying to think around some of the players that are like on the fringes of Premier League clubs that I think could.
Someone said in the comments there, Hutchinson, who's the former Chelsea player who plays for Ipswich, he's a decent player. Looks quite good.
Yeah, he's done well. He's done really well.
That's what I said. I think that's what you've got to look at. See if there's any players in them teams that are probably going to go down, and see if there's any that suit the styles. Because they've already had that season's experience in the Premier League. They know what the Premier League's about, and they may benefit you. Going forward.
But to be fair, sometimes that is not enough. You know what I mean? Like that one season and all that. Look at fucking what's the guy that used to play for Swansea?
Oh, the striker, you mean?
Yeah.
What was his name?
Michu, wasn't it?
Michu. Yeah.
Absolutely stormed it for a season. And there's been a few of them. Like you can't always say, oh, they've had the season. A couple of seasons will probably be better for them. You know what I mean? But listen, there is players to add out there. At the end of the day, we got Bowen from the Championship, and there's nobody better at the moment. We talked about him for England, I think, the other day.
We got Creswell, Antonio from the Championship.
Yeah.
We've had a bit of luck with getting Championship players. So, that's what I'm saying. I think Potter said the other day that they're sort of eyeing up some players in the Championship. I think there's a player at Leeds. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. There is a lot of talent in the Championship.
I think with the teams that come up, it's going to be hard to prize the players away, innit? That's the thing. The money's got to be right, and it's going to be a tough one. They're going to want to try and keep hold of their prize assets to try and stay in the Premier League. So that'd be difficult, but we'll just have to wait and see. It's going to be an interesting window, especially with this rebuild. It'll be interesting to see what Potter's going to do and the type of players he's going to go for.
Right. Well, talking about the window, move on to the next subject. Decisions are yet to be made on the futures of Aaron Cresswell, Lucas Fabianski, Mikel Antonio, and Vladimir Coufal, who all face their contracts coming to an end this summer. However, it is believed that Danny Ings will be departing West Ham, and that's from ex-West Ham employee. I mean, the Danny Ings thing, I didn't think there was ever a doubt that he was going to be going at West Ham. I mean, I'll give my due to him. Like, doesn't really play, Danny. I don't think he's been given a fair crack of the whip under anyone else, but they see him in training. This is now 3 managers that haven't played him, so there must be something wrong there. So I didn't think there was ever a doubt that he began. Aaron Cresswell, Lucas Fabianski, Mikel Antonio, and Vladimir Coufal, right? Would you keep any of them?
No. Antonio, look, I'd like to see Antonio come back and just play at least one more game this season, if there's any chance. I doubt it. But looking at the way he's going, he's obviously doing a lot of running now, and I can see them extending it by another year for Antonio, if I'm honest. Cresswell, I don't think they will, but you never know. He's at that age now. He might take like on the coaching staff or something like that. He is liked at the football club. Coufal is not happy, and I think the way Coufal's been treated is a bit disappointing, really, from the football club and both managers. I think Coufal's been brilliant for us over the last few years. Fabianski is a strange one, because I think Fabianski's done well this season when he's played, and he's still shown, even at the age of 40 now or whatever he is. He's still a good goalkeeper, and if he's happy to sit on the bench next season, because I do think we have to strengthen. I do think we have to strengthen in the goalkeeper situation, and I can't see Areola wanting to be a number 2. So if that means Fabianski staying, we go out and get a better goalkeeper than what we've got, and having Fabianski as a number 2, then I'm all for that.
But the thing is, as well, you've got to look at it. They've signed Mason Terry signed a new contract. The young keeper that's out on loan at I think is he Canvey or Concord, somewhere like that at the minute. He signed a new deal. I'd keep Fab as a backup. I think he's a good backup, or even push him down to a number 3 and go and get someone else, another younger goalkeeper in to sort of play understudy to Areola. I think Fab would be good to have around the dressing room and that type.
Yeah, I think Fabianski, if they done some sort of deal, we say, okay, we'll give you a 1-year extension, and after that, you can be a goalkeeper coach or something.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it worthwhile. I'm with you. I think they will give Antonio a contract, but take the accident out. I think this should have been his last season at West Ham anyway.
Yeah, and I think, do you know what? Even if they don't offer him that 1-year deal, maybe Antonio might think, do you know what? I might just end my career. He's going to have a brilliant future in the media. You can tell that by his attitude, and we've seen him do the podcast and that. And I think he'd be great for TV as a pundit. I think he should definitely get a testimonial. Obviously, because that would be his last game in a West Ham shirt, and I think it'd be a great day for him. And he's obviously been a great servant at the football club. He's broke records for us. He's our highest Premier League goal scorer. He won the Conference League. He's been a great servant. He's played in every position apart from in goal. He's just one of them players. And I'd like to see him have one more game just to get that for him personally, And if that one game is his testimonial, then fair enough.
Yeah, and the thing is that you've got to think Creswell's testimonial year as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's been with us 10 years.
Mate. They don't do them anymore.
No, it's sad that they don't, because when you look at the way football is at the moment, to spend 10 years at a football club, you don't often see it anymore.
Yeah, but the thing is, you could do testimonials, because you could just do like the pre-season friendly at the beginning of the season. You play a big European team, and you just say it's a testimonial.
Yeah.
And
or
everyone would turn up.
Charity game. Have a charity game in, because the players don't need the money.
The issue is, but the testimonials used to be for players retiring, and it's their retirement fund. They don't need it anymore, right?
No.
But the problem is with if they call it a testimonial game, and this is why West Ham won't call them a testimonial game. That means the player gets all the money.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Have it as you could have a joint one with Antonio and Creswell, and have it as a charity match.
Players these days, when they have testimonials, they give the money to charities, don't they?
Yeah, of course. Well, I think they should, but that's what I'm saying. That's why West Ham won't call a friendly testimonial. Vladimir Coufal is one of the ones that I think, and this is a statement he made. Sorry if it's covering the screen. Here I am. Admit that I am sorry. My position is not ideal, and I need to know where I am. Due to poor results, Lopetegui left. He was fired, and when I was playing in the starting lineup against Liverpool, Man City, he liked my stubborn style. Potter immediately changed the formation and moved me from the side to centre back, a position that I've never played. Despite that, I managed those games, but then I wouldn't have played anyway, and I got injured. I'm torn about all this, as West Ham didn't let me go to Fulham on deadline day. Fulham offered in great conditions. My agent asked, would you like it? And I said, why not, if there's no use at West Ham? I'll be 33, and it made sense to me, although I love West Ham and could imagine finishing my career there. What do you make of that statement?
Yeah, he's just a class act, mate. I've loved Coufal and Souček. I think since they've come to the club, they've changed the attitude in the dressing room, and they've brought a lot to this football club since they've been here. Well, they've been here 5 years now. When they joined, 2020 or 2021. 2020, wasn't it? 2020. Yeah. So they've been here a long time, and I wouldn't blame Coufal for wanting to, like you said, he's nearly 33. He's a decent player, and I still think he could be a good squad player for West Ham. Look, it's been tough for him this season because Wan-Bissaka's been in such good form, and Wan-Bissaka's a right back that we've been crying out for years. Because Coufal, he had his spells going forward. Coufal, he had a lot of assists last season or the season before, but it's always going to be tough for him. But look, football at the end of the day is such a short career, and these players want to play as many games as they can before they have to hang up their boots. So, yeah, it's a tough one, but I'd like to see him stay. But I would never begrudge him a move because I just love him so much.
There's a couple of things. Really, sorry, there's a couple of things that I picked from that. It seems like he's criticised Potter there, which is, if you want to play, there's not the greatest of ways to go about it. I mean, it's not a direct.
I wouldn't say it's a criticism, mate. He's just pointing to the fact that he's got asked to play centre back, and he's never really played.
When did Potter come in?
It was after the window.
Yeah, so if the move to Fulham was in January, then Potter wouldn't have had really anything to do with that. If anything, he would have turned and said, "I want to keep him."
Was it, Scott?
Didn't Potter come in before deadline day? Because we played in the FA Cup, and that would have been in January.
Yeah, Potter come in January.
So before the window closed.
Yeah,
so
we signed Ferguson, didn't we?
Yeah, he would have. It would have been there if I don't know when Fulham come in for him, whether it was early in the window or late in the window, but he would have had a say whether he wanted to let him go or not. But it's just I don't think it's so much of a criticism of the manager. It's just saying, look, I got asked to play in this position that I don't play in, and then got dropped. It's just the frustrations of the player, and not being funny.
He's just saying
and I'd rather a player have a bit of the arsehole that he's been dropped because it means he wants to play.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
Look, you can take that either way, right? Because obviously, and then he goes on to say, West Ham stopped me from going to Fulham. Yep. Now, I agree with Ryan. I think if he was to move, I think he is a class act. I love Vladimir Coufal. I love when he plays. Listen, does he always have the best of games? No, but Souček's the same, and I love Souček. Yeah, it doesn't always have the best of games, but he's like a Thomas Repka style player. A Julian Dick style player. He's rough. He's ready. I mean, he gets skinned sometimes, absolutely. But so did Dixie and so did Repka. Yep. He will give his all. You know what I mean? And there he goes. I could see my career finishing. But he is 33, right? I love the geezer. I do love the geezer. Fulham is a bad club to be going to at 33 years old.
Definitely.
Listen, Fulham's a decent team. They're playing some good football under Marco Silva. Where are they? They're in the top. What are they in the top 8, something like that?
Yeah. You look at their form this season. That's a step forward. The way we've been this season, it would have been a good move for him. And it's just like I said, it's a shame because he like you said, Nick, he's a player that gives his all. No matter if he's having a shit game, he's trying. He's giving 100%, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Someone just said this, Scott. Sorry, I got to put this on. The most expensive thing on game day is Scott's teeth.
I wouldn't mind. I've only had one done because I had it knocked out by a bloody dog.
I don't know where
it's come from. Turkey teeth, Scott.
No, mate. No, I ain't got turkey teeth. I've had one tooth done because I had my tooth fractured. I got headbutted by a rather big dog, and it fractured my tooth. So I've had to have it took out and something put in. That's not turkey teeth.
Is that a bubble gum like Mr. Wilson?
No, mate, it's not. It ain't even finished yet. I've got to go back in another 4 weeks.
Scotty, can you start some of the comments for me, please? Because I'm having a bit of trouble.
What are they going to do? Put an extension on it?
No, it's an implant, so they've just got to take the other one off and put the new one in.
Don't you eat any pork scratchings while you got that in, Scott?
Mate, I can't eat anything.
I've done my tooth on a pork scratching a few years ago. Fucking cracked it.
I do love a pork scratching. I must say, I do love them, but they're not good for me teeth.
That's it.
Take some comments from me, Scott, please.
It's a bit hard, mate. I've got my laptop balanced on something, so
I can't see the comments.
Can you not?
No, I don't know what I've done. I'm scared to move the mouse just in case I log us off or something. I'm just sitting here.
I got that one. Danny Jordan says Mavropanos needs to go. I will cash in on Aguerd. Didn't like. Oh, I can't go on. I can't even speak properly. And Cornet as well. That's another one. He's doing well though, Cornet, since he's moved on.
What have you just said? They didn't even read the comment.
I ain't got a clue.
Scott, I've read the comment and answered it, and then started having a conversation with yourself.
Yeah. So yeah. No, you'll have to do the comments, Nick. I can't do it. I
can't, all right. I'm trying to see him, mate. I can't. Get Tony and Guy to sponsor the Crescent Ings testimonials. Giving a year contract for sentimental reasons stifles me from the club and moving forward and stops other players from progressing. I don't think it's an ideal situation. I agree with that. With that, Mr. C. Absolutely agree with it. And I've said this for years and years. But I'm going to hold my hands up on this. But I stand by my comment, what I said like that. Giving people and I mean this with the greatest respect to these players because I did like some people like Angelo Ogbonna, Pablo Zabaleta, Danny
Listen, I agree with the other ones, but Bonner, I think last season when he was there, when you look at the games he actually played, go back to that game. Go back to that game at the Emirates when we won. Man, that was worth a year's contract just for that performance.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I do agree. I do agree. You know, I'm sentimental. I like fucking looking after our old players. That's my problem. That's probably why I'll never be a club chairman, because I'll probably be giving everyone contracts.
But we do say that about a lot of and the thing is about West Ham, and when you talk to ex-players, because we're quite a close-knit club, they say it's like a family. It's like a family vibe when you go to when the players and their families and all that come into West Ham. Listen, we all know what our feelings on the chairmans and all of that sort of thing, but they say it is like a family, and like when you've got family members that are just about to go, maybe sometimes it's easier just to go, just give him another contract. I don't mind Aaron Cresswell, I don't mind Angelo and all that. Give him another contract. I don't want to see him out of work. That sort of thing. You know what I mean? But I'm of the ilk, Scott. I don't want that. You know what I mean? I want to be successful.
No, but the thing is,
you've got to balance it. You've got to balance it because
one thing I would say is that Aaron Cresswell, I think, in the last 10 games has been brilliant. He's been good for Ollie Scholes as well. I think that he's been a great professional. You know, he's played at that third centre back, which he done a few seasons ago under David Moyes, and he played really well. I mean, I don't know if people heard that we obviously played a behind closed doors game this week, didn't we, against Brentford? And Irvine played as a third centre back. And apparently really impressed. So he could be another one that we might see maybe come in and play that sort of role. I don't know. I mean, Irvine's just a fan's favourite, isn't he? Like, he's one of them players that you thought was going to be so shit, but you've ended up...
he's a cult hero.
Yeah, you've ended up like sort of liking him. And to be honest, he's never let us down when I've seen him play. He's not pulling up trees, but he's never let us down either. So... yeah,
apparently he's a proper professional as well. He's in training early. He works on things.
He's such a down to earth person. You know, he earns a decent wage at West Ham, and he doesn't drive a flash car. I think he's got a Nissan Juke, something like that. Yeah, which is a nice car, but obviously as a Premier League football player, you wouldn't expect him to have that sort of car. But he's just a down to earth, goes to training, goes home. You know, he's a great professional, and sometimes you need players like that at your football club.
Exactly.
Yeah,
don't give him a new contract, though. I'm joking.
Criswell's a tough one because obviously, we've got a Gerd coming back in the summer from his loan spell. So, are we going to need that backup left centre back, so to speak? Are we going to be looking at the start of the season with 3 centre halves? It'd be interesting to see if Aguerd can cut it in the Premier League. He's having a great season in the Spanish League, but it's not as physical as the Premier League. Yeah. I think Criswell, for me, it's time for him to go. Coufal as well, and then Tony. So all of them that are there, barring Fabianski, I wouldn't offer a new contract to.
Yeah. While you're starring a comment, Scott, did you see James Tomkins retired this week? Did you see that?
Makes you feel old, didn't it?
I remember.
I don't know what made me feel older. James Tomkins retiring this week, or Di Canio's goal against Wimbledon was 25 years ago.
25 years, man.
That was crazy. I had a picture of that on my wall.
Great servant, James Tomkins, for us. I was a bit gutted when he left the football club. I know we got decent. Palace paid about 10 million for him, didn't he?
12 million we got for him, yeah.
12 million. So, yeah, but he's great professional.
He was still at Palace.
Hey?
He was still at Palace, was he?
Yeah, he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't played that much.
So he's been at Palace for 9 years.
Yeah.
9 years he spent at Palace. That's probably longer than he spent with us. Listen, I know he didn't play to him, but I'll never forget. I'll never forget the photo. And let me see if I can find it, actually. I'll never forget the photo. We was obviously James Tomkins was I like James Tomkins, especially that season when he played right back for us for a lot of it. You know what I mean? When the Arsenal right back Jenkins went back. And I thought he was a great servant for us. Apparently he was a good lad as well. They used to call it. What did they used to call him and thingy, right? Twit and twat. Yeah. So when they was kids and all that, and that's what I'm saying. Like he's retired right now, right? So that makes you feel old. Twit and twat. Him and Collison, twit and twat. Palace for 9 years. I'll never forget the Palace photo. We was just about to go to the new stadium and all that. Everyone was getting excited, and they sold him to Palace. I've never seen someone look so disappointed in a photo in all my life. I've never seen someone that's smiling and sad at the same time as that. Honestly, I will never forget it.
I have.
Like, because Nobes had just done, Nobes was doing his testimonial and all that sort of thing, and he was good friends with Nobes and all that. He just looked so disappointed to be going to Palace.
Did he play? He played in Nobes' testimonial, didn't he?
He was still at the club, wasn't he?
He was still at the club, yeah.
Let me see.
It was a weird time because weren't we playing him right back a lot when we moved him on?
He played all over, didn't he? I think even a couple of games he played sort of like centre mid. A couple of games in that season.
Yeah.
When we had a few injuries, but yeah, no, look, he's obviously he was at the club a long time through the youth team. Obviously, come through with the likes of Jack. I think was it Zola that brought him through?
I think
with
it was
Jack Collinson and Savron Hines, and it was when we had that group of youngsters coming through, and it was a good time to. Because look, we know as West Ham fans, we love seeing youngsters come through, and we had that crop come through. You had Stanislas, Hines, Collinson, Tomkins. I think there was another one as well. I can't remember, but they were the main core that come through, and it was. Yeah,
I can't find
it. Just makes you feel old, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it does, mate.
Honestly,
it really does.
I'll never forget it. It was a picture outside the ground, and I can't find it at all. But I've
I
never
remember
seen
the picture.
Huh?
I remember the picture. It was the same face Scott pulled when the dentist showed in the mirror.
I've never seen someone look so like smiling, but look so disappointed to be moving the football. He just didn't want to go. And I'm sure he's had a fantastic career. Listen, at the end of the day, where's Czech now? Is he still at Forest? Because he was at Crystal Palace. Yeah.
Nah, he ain't there no more. He left, I think.
Yeah, but
I think Ree's retired.
I love that squad.
Yeah, I know there was some good
You
players.
know what? Funny enough, I see that video the other day on TikTok. Do you remember that one when Quixote, when he come in, he was going, "We got Pint," and Sacco was going to shh.
Yeah, shh. Yeah, but we're all these people retiring. I think Sacco's retired. Freddie Sears is 35. Someone just said in there.
I see Freddie Sears the other day. He done an interview on Claret and Booze with Nick. It was a good interview, to be fair. Yeah, Freddie Sears is one of them players that he don't look like he ever ages, but he's like
he was playing the last time I see.
Remember his debut goal against Blackburn, like. It's what I'm saying. Like, no one. I love moments like that in football because no matter what, I know he didn't go on to have the career that everyone thought he was going to have, and he played a lot in the lower leagues. But in 15, 20 years' time, when he can say to his kids or his grandkids or whatever, no one can ever take that moment away from him. He played for his club that he supported, and he scored on his debut. You know, it's like the other night when the Arsenal left back scored for England. Said no matter whatever happens now, no one can ever take that moment away from him. And I love moments like that. I love it. I think it's brilliant.
Someone's
Chiate's he's left Forest. He's not got a club now, so I don't know whether he's retired or just without a club.
Oh, he could come back, couldn't he? Something about people coming back. Someone just said Payet's been caught with his pants around his ankles again. No idea what you mean.
I see that one the other day.
Yeah, no idea what you mean. I don't know what you mean again. But there we go. Anything else? Do you want to ask us anything for 5 minutes before we start logging off?
Yeah, you can do, mate. There's obviously no Premier League games this week. Got the FA Cup tomorrow, which we ain't in.
Oh, we got the Wolves game. We could talk about that. Yeah. And that's Tuesday, though.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. It's Friday. A lot can happen between it.
That's true, right?
I'm looking forward to the game, though. To be honest, like I feel like with this international break, it's I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a tough game at Wolves, but it's a game we can go and win.
Definitely. We just don't do very well up there, do we?
We don't do well up there.
I've never seen us win there, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen us win there either. I see a draw. I think that was when Kilman scored at the last minute, and it would have got a draw, or that would have beat us or something.
I mean, we won there last year, didn't we? When Ward-Prowse scored direct from the corner.
That must have been the game then, when Kilman scored the equaliser, and they give it as offside. To be fair, it should have counted. But yeah, so we go back there. Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was there when Ward-Prowse scored that corner. So yeah, so we go to Wolves. I think we've been better away from home, if I'm honest.
Yeah, we have. We've been much better away from home, haven't we, since Potters took over. And yeah, the thing is, it's one of them now where we ain't got a lot to play for. Wolves sort of need the points to guarantee their safety, even though they're looking pretty good for it. So it's going to be a tough game. Yeah, I think the striker's still suspended, and he got, I think, a 3-game ban. So I think he's still missing for this one. So we've got a good chance, but we need a bit of a performance again. You know, we've been very lackluster in our performances of late. We've played well, but not really done anything. Yeah, but barring the Arsenal.
Everyone's sort of at that stage now, Scott, in there, where as a fan base we just want the season to be over. But we've still got some big games to play. We've got to play Liverpool, we've got to play United, we've got to play Tottenham. You know, we've still got some big games, and we can get in a few good performances just to see out the season. And then obviously we go again next season. It gives Potter a pre-season, a transfer window to do what he wants to do. And yeah, we just have to sort of look forward to next season. Now, we're not going to go down. We want to try to finish as high as possible. But, you know, if we just can get a few more wins, 2 or 3 at least, you know, obviously we'd love to see, you know, a win over Spurs, you know, United we've got to play, you know, just get a couple of big wins and just see out the season.
Yeah, the thing is, mate, as well, we want some decent performances. That's the thing. Decent performances. That's what we need to see. We need to see some more of what we have seen in spells under Potter, you know. And we said we've got some big games to play, some big teams still to go against. And let's be honest, them games against United and Spurs are big because we've got a potential finish above the pair of them.
Yeah.
So you know that's what we've got to be aiming for, to finish as high as possibly can. You know,
we're in a mini league with Everton, United, and Tottenham. So we want to finish above that. We want to finish top of that little league.
Yeah, that's how I look at it, mate. I think that won't be too bad if we finish above them.
And if I said to you, fucking 5 years ago, Scott, we're going to be battling it out with United, Tottenham, and Everton, you'd think we'd be at the fucking top of the league.
That's it, mate. That's it. You know, it's crazy.
I've got a couple of questions, mate. Boy, sorry before I lose it. Have any of you renewed your season ticket early to get the extra 3 points? Yes, I have.
Not yet.
I'm not a season ticket holder anymore.
No, don't
I'll give up mine this year.
I've done it because I want to get my boy a concession ticket, which they brought back the concessions, and as I said before, good on them for that. You know, even though it was wrong to take them away, they brought them back. So I have to do it to get a concession because I want to move as well, and you get a window where you can move. Yeah, so that's why I've done it. You know, don't get me wrong. I don't normally fucking renew my season tickets till the very, very fucking last day because the money's better in my pocket than them fuckers' pocket. But this time I have.
That's very true. You know? It's an interesting one, right? I don't know whether you've heard this. Chesney Hawkes is going into Celebrity Big Brother.
It wouldn't surprise me. I've seen Chesney Hawkes everywhere lately. He's been on the one show. He's been everywhere. But he's touring, isn't he? So
yeah, he's got a new album out as well, I think.
Wouldn't surprise me if he did. Good luck to him.
Yeah, be good. I think he'd be quite good in there, to be honest.
Yeah, he's a top bloke. Yeah, good luck to him if he is. But I know he's touring. He's touring with James Blunt.
Interesting.
Bye, my lover.
Bye, my friend.
There you go. That. She saw me on the subway. She's with another man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be good. I don't watch it, so it don't matter to me whether I wouldn't be able to tell you who's in it now. I have been watching something though on the telly. Don't Make Me Laugh.
Oh yeah, I've watched the first 2 episodes of that.
Yeah, I started watching that. That was pretty good. That was pretty funny. Listen, when Jimmy Carr's hosting it and you got dozens of comedians in a fucking room, it can't be bad, can it?
Well, I was just about to mention this, Jeff. Yes, we have on the 22nd of May. We've got Jimmy Walker and Paul Konchesky at the Brewdog Pub. Tickets are on sale now. I think they launched the ticket link yesterday. So, yeah, if you fancy coming down, tell your mates as well. Come down. It'll be a great night with 2 great ex-players. Jimmy Walker's obviously got some brilliant stories. Paul Konchesky's got some good stories as well. It'll be a brilliant night. Loads of drink. Thursday night down the Brewdog in Upminster. What more do you want?
I might have a day off the next day and get pissed. I haven't done that for a little while.
I might see if we can put the ticket link in. I'll put the ticket link in the YouTube comment section or our description after this. So if anyone wants to get tickets, Thursday the 22nd of May, the last Thursday before the season ends. So there'll be some good stories. We can get to hear their views on the current situation at West Ham as well. So good.
Matt Powell says, "Hey Ryan, what do you think about KSI calling off his fight with Dylan Dennis?" I'll be honest.
I don't get into the YouTube boxing scene.
It's getting too much now. This YouTube boxing scene.
The only YouTuber I've ever watched is I watched the Tommy Fury fight with KSI, but I watched obviously the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight because obviously just for nostalgia reasons because I wanted to watch Mike Tyson fight again. But I'm not really too fussed. I'm looking forward to the fight at the end of April though with Eubank and Ben. It's going to be one mad fight. It's going to be a tough one to call, but the hatred in that, this history, it's like their dads.
Did their dad fight?
Huh?
Yeah. Did their dad fight?
I remember watching their dads fighting when I was a youngster, and now to see their two boys fighting. And I remember a few years ago when Conor Benn done an interview, and he was 3 weights below Eubank, and he sort of spoke about it then, but. Now they're fighting. It's good, and I could have gone to the fight, but I decided I want to watch it at home because this is one of these fights I want to watch on the telly.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good fight. That fight
because sometimes you go to boxing live events in these big stadiums because it's at Tottenham Stadium. So in a big stadium, sometimes like you get lost with all the crowd and you're not concentrating too much. I want to sit down with a pint, probably a nice little Chinese on the go as well,
and take it in.
And take it in, watch everything. I've done that when I went to see Klitschko versus Joshua at Wembley. As much as it was a buzz being there, it was one of them ones where I thought I'd rather have been at home watching it because it was a historic night. But I'm looking forward to that fight. It'll be a good fight.
I don't watch boxing, as you know. I'm not a massive boxing fan. I watch the big fights every now and then. The thing that got me the other day is that the telly was on. And they was having a press conference, and I think they started fighting at the press conference, right? And I walked past it, and it wasn't like it was just them in the background, and I was doing something else. It sounded, not looking at it, it sounded like their dads were talking.
No, Nigel Benn was there. Chris Eubank don't have anything to do with.
No, but it was them talking, but their voices are so similar to their dads. I thought it was their dads talking. You know what I mean? I thought, what are they doing? Having an argument. But I turned around, it was them two.
It's good. It's like we need a fight like this because boxing's gone a bit stale lately, especially with the British fighters. So it's going to be good. It's going to be it's a tough one to call. As much as I want Conor Benn to win, he hasn't had a proper fight in a few years, and Eubank can box, so it's tough.
It's going to be interesting. It's one to really watch. It really is. It's one. I just
don't want Ben to get caught up in the hype of it and be too emotional about the fight. Where Eubank is just going to stand off him and invite him on. Ben is a good boxer. I've seen him train, and he's fast. But Eubank's good as well. It's a tough one.
I see kind of Ben quite a lot. He goes. He lives right somewhere around here, and I used to see him. I used to see him on the A13 in the garages all the time. He had like a Ferrari, I think it was, or a Lamborghini, one of the two. I used to see him all the time. I remember I pinged you, didn't I? I sent you a couple of pictures of him. I ain't got no thing in. The only thing I remember about Eubank, right, Eubank Jr. is, would you like a sweetie?
Yeah.
Ever seen that? A what?
Yeah.
A smartie, if you will. That was fucking brilliant.
Have I ever boxed? When I was younger, I did. I used to do a lot of training. Used to train. My mate Gareth used to run a class at the Peacock Gym in Canning Town. So I used to go just for fitness. The last 3 weeks, I've been going back and doing it again. I'm telling you now, the first time I'd done it, after not doing it for 10 years, I could not move my arms for a fucking week. I couldn't lift my arms up. I was fucking battered. But
You see him trying to open the doors. He's like that.
Mate, honestly, I forgot how hard it was. But the thing is, like I go at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and dragging myself out of bed is the fucking worst battle. But once I'm there, but yeah, that's good. It's good for fitness. Like I'm 41 now, man. I'm not no spring chicken anymore. Like I just want to keep myself. Like the older you get, you got to look after yourself a bit more. So I'm just doing it for fitness reasons. But there is a charity boxing event coming up at the end of the year. And if I think to myself that I'm good enough and fit enough to get involved, then DT38, you never know.
I'll tell you what I've been doing. And I haven't mentioned this yet, so this is the first time I mentioned it to you. Obviously, my dad died of cancer a few days ago. Well, about a couple of weeks ago now. So I'm thinking about doing something in the summer to raise money for cancer research, but I don't know what yet. So I'm trying to take suggestions, but I'm not boxing and I'm not running. That's 2 things I will not fucking do. I'm not boxing and I'm not running because I could do fucking neither and I can't play football. So there we go.
That rules quite a bit out then. Charity golf day, isn't it?
Maybe something like that. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I might do like start an annual.
You don't want to run. You don't want to box. You don't want to climb. You don't want to abseil.
I don't want to do nothing physical.
Why don't we just have a sponsored sleep?
That'd be brilliant. I'll go for a week if I want.
No, yeah. Look, there's loads of things you can do, and yeah, just you can have a night with like an event with ex-players and just do donations and that. There, you ain't always got to jump in a ring. I mean, like, if you want to have it now, like, you've got Eubank Ben, we could have Hawkins Archer at the end of the year.
Oh, no. Mate. I'll be like Shawn Michaels fucking, what's his name? Shawn Michaels and Triple H when he gave him the European Championship. I just take a dive, mate. He wouldn't even get punching on me. I just don't go straight on the floor.
I don't even think I'd get in the ring. I think the adrenaline would do me with a walk on. I'd have like, in Rocky IV when Apollo Creed comes out to come in, living in America, that'd be me. I'd have a long fucking walk on as well.
A couple of suggestions coming in here. Darts. Someone said, "Can I box, Nike?"
I'll tell you what, right? The other day down my local, because I didn't go down there, but I see them promoting it. The other day they had Macmillan Cancer Day, and what they done, they had 2 dartboards on the wall, and all day people check. It was to get to 100,000 points. So people were just going up, throwing 3 darts, and then they'd add it up. And like I think it took about 8-9 hours, but they raised a lot of money for charity.
Do you know the mad thing is, right? That Bonnie Blue still probably had enough more pricks than that dartboard.
Yeah, most probably. I'll tell you what, talking about darts, I know we're going right off the subject here, but I don't know if you still are into the darts, but the last few years I've really got into it. And I'm obsessed with, like, I'm not going to say this. Let me say this the right way. I'm obsessed with Luke Littler. Like last night, right? He won a 6-set leg in 10 minutes. Like he won 6-0 in 10 minutes. The geezer's a joke. Like honestly, this kid ain't real. Honestly, he's unbelievable. He's one of the best talents I've seen.
He will be the best darts player ever, right? Feel the power, Taylor.
Right? I agree with you, but he's won 1 world title, right?
Yeah.
Phil the Power Taylor won 16.
Yeah.
Now, little ones win one every year. He'll be in his late 40s. Like it's so Phil Taylor never gets to go. But Phil Taylor, there's a lot of reasons why Phil Taylor don't get the credit he deserves and why people don't have him on as a pundit and that because he's a bit of a wanker behind. You know
he's
what
a
I mean?
knob, yeah.
That's why people don't like him. But
I've met him, mate, and he is a fucking knob.
Honestly, Luke Littler is unreal. I just love him. And you know what? I love him. He doesn't let the crowd affect him. But, you know, it's good. I've always liked darts. I want to try to get to the Ali Pally this year. I've never been like to the Ali Pally, so I want to try to get there this year. So
looks a good night, doesn't it? Looks a good night.
Yeah, well, listen, we'll do a channel night up there one night.
Even the Premier League is at the O2. So that'll be one to go to. But I think the Ali Pally is just like different class. It's just, I mean, you should have seen it last night. They was in Newcastle, and like the fans up there were unreal. Like, because there was can't think of his name now. There's a darts player who's from Newcastle, and he come on to like the Newcastle what they walk out to, and the fans were going mad. He had Dan Burn there. There was a few Newcastle players there as well. So that's good.
Yeah. When it the other year, after Leicester team went there, didn't they? When they were
a lot of football players. A lot. Oh, that's it, Dobie. Yeah, it was amazing. Like, it's just fucking, the darts is just the boys. Everyone goes there, gets pissed, has a laugh, fancy dressed. It's like a big stag do.
This is comment sent me. I'm sorry, I don't know why I find it so funny. No, that's not the one at all. Sorry. That is not the one at all.
I thought you was laughing at cancer then. I thought, what is
it? Hey, Nicky, would you do diving in a swimming pool? Can you just imagine me going up to the top of a diving board and diving over and over again in a swimming pool? Can you imagine that?
I reckon you'd be like, remember Mr. Bean when he won't jump off it?
That's exactly what I'd be like. I went to Mexico when I got married, and there was a cliff. Yeah, I think you was there this day when we went to Lagoon. Was you there?
What, when we went there the other year?
Yeah, when I got married.
No, I weren't there.
Oh, you might not have got there yet, right? So we went to this lagoon, right? And there was a cliff, and everyone's jumping off this lagoon off this cliff into the lagoon. And I'm looking at it, and I think, you know, when you go, I'm panicking, my heart's going, because all I can think about, is there's a rock down there, and listen. I've been on holiday and I've been hit by a jet ski and I spent 6 months in the fucking hospital, when I got back, or 3 months or whatever it was, and 6 months recovering. If it's going to happen, it will happen to me. If there's one rock there and I jump off that cliff, I am going to hit that rock. No doubt about it, right? And I don't remember sitting up there, but I'm going like that. But I'm not joking, right? I was on my own up there. I'm going like that. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, I was getting hot, you know what I mean? Like trying to getting the courage. There's kids, like 5, 4, 5, and that running past me, like, get out of the way, mate, jumping off the cliff. I don't know, my brother, I don't know whether I can do it, and all that. And in the end, I just jumped.
I wouldn't do it. Fuck that.
You know what, right?
It wasn't.
You set yourself up to do that sort of thing, right? And then it's that one you go to do it, and that last moment before you step off.
It's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah. Once you fall in, you're all right. But it's that jumping off. That's the thing.
I'm going Mexico in a couple of weeks, and like my wife's picking out all these excursions. All this zip wires and diving. I'm like, listen, you do that. I'm happy sitting on the side with a pina colada with my tits out, getting the sunburn, and you go and do all that. I'm not interested in that. I don't like going in the sea.
You got to go ziplining in Mexico, man.
I don't like going in the sea unless I'm on a jet ski. I don't like being in the water. You should not mess with the sea. That's their land. This is our land. Stay out.
Yeah, stay out.
I've done ziplining in Mexico. It's well worth it, mate.
Ever since my Barracuda attack in 2000, and what was it, Nick? 2005?
5, yeah. 20 years ago.
20 years ago, me and Nicky was attacked. Nicky was attacked by a Pinto when I was attacked by a Barracuda. I won't have it, Scott.
Yeah.
That's right, Scott. Guess where I'm going? Guess what hotel I'm staying in? Rio Yucatan.
Are you going back now?
Yeah.
Been done up since we were there, mate.
Mexico is my favourite place in the world. It is my favourite place in the world.
It's great. It is.
Yeah, you're going to have a fucking fantastic... do you know what? I'm fucking jealous, to be quite honest with you.
Well,
get your flag out like Greg Robson.
You know what? It is actually my honeymoon. I got married in 2019, December 2019. It was meant to go away in April 2020, but COVID happened, you know. And then we went to go away in 2021, and it was still COVID. And I said, you know what? Let's leave it a few more years because I don't want to go away with masks and all that bollocks. So, yeah, looking forward to it. And I've just I had a look at
the Coke in Mexico is that. And I'm oh yeah.
Look at Scott. I'm suntan just looking at that. Scott got brown though, just looking at that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was assuming Coca-Cola because they have got these like Fanta and Coca-Cola out there is out as well because they've got their own bottling plants. You got to get them right.
Get what?
Coca-Cola
Yeah.
and Fanta. They're different out there because they use real sugars and sugar canes.
Oh yeah, I've already said because you know you get the optics in your room. I said I'm having a shot of tequila every morning and every night before I go to bed.
That didn't.
I'm going to come back looking like prime Razor Ruddock when he was 40 stone.
In 2005, we went to Mexico, and that didn't. Was it 2005? Or was that the 2008 one when we went? And one shot of tequila led to a lot of shots of tequila, and I woke up on the beach in my pants and I lost my shoes.
That was 2005.
Was it?
Yeah.
It didn't work that well. I smoked a cigar and I put it in the wrong way. I was out of my nut. I can't remember it, and I woke up on the beach in my pants.
Was that when you got bitten alive by the mosquitoes as well? Because you were asleep on the beach.
And then what was it? You found your flip flops for fucking 7 days later.
No, it was my trainers. I put them in the canoe, and I went and got in the canoe, and my trainers were still in the canoe.
I'm gutted. I missed that trip.
When Brownlow told a cat to go away, and I thought he burnt his lip on the soup.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's some good memories. Right. That was it. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint. It's been a pleasure, boys. Thank you very much. Let me just put the banner up one more time for the hats. The link is in the description down below. I think Ryan is also going to put the link in the description down below for our Brewdog event. So yeah, go and get them. Jimmy Walker, Paul Konchesky on the 22nd of May, right? Is that right?
22nd of May, yeah. Thursday, 22nd of May, 7 o'clock at the Brewdog pub in Upminster, right next to the station. Bosh.
So yeah, so go and get your tickets for that. You can go and get your tickets for that. Go and get your hats right here. We got them there. I got your hats actually here, boys. Did I show you them? Mm-hmm. You've got irons, 1895. We've got the green one, which don't go on the green screen, the hammers and all that. So there's loads of hats here.
I want the 1895 one. I like that 1895 one.
So we will have them next week. So the best comments from next week will get a hat sent to. We'll get more sent to.
Scott, didn't he? See, he didn't answer.
Yeah.
No, mate. You can have it. No problem. No worries.
Drop it off.
Yeah. So there we go. Get your tickets. Get your hats. 10% discount with the code. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV. Friday Night Pint. One thing left to say from us: like the video. Come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.